Tell us a little bit about your character and what we can expect.
Well, Rooster he causes a little mischief. He wants the belt and doesn't feel that he's getting his fair share at the title. So it could be a little conflict that grows within the family of DWL because of that. Yeah.
Now, this show is mainly about professional wrestling. Tell us something that you learned while filming that you didn't know about wrestling before.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts a lot. Being there 9 months training and filming this for this TV series, man, it was by the last, I think, wrestling scene, my body was through it. Like wrestling is not fake. It's predetermined, but it's not fake because my body would tell you differently.
Break that down for us. What was it like filming these intense scenes? Because did you have a stunt double? You didn't. You did most of the.
Well, I did about 90% of the stunts, man. It was fun. I wanted to wrestle. Like I wanted to.
You wanted to get in there.
Yeah. It was like I want to flip out a backflip on James Harrison.
Let's try it.
Yeah. It was. You as a kid, you flipped off the couch, you body slammed somebody, and this was the opportunity to be in the actual ring and do it. Oh yeah, I wanted all of it. They had to stop me from doing certain stuff. Yeah.
What is something audiences should expect or should be excited for?
Man, just a good group of group of actors. Oh my God, just a bunch of dogs. I love just coming to set and being ready to act and perform with these people, man. Beautiful souls. That part and just the characters, man. Everybody's going to be able to find one character on the show and relate to it.
Well, we're excited to check it out. Hey. Thank you so much for talking to us. Congratulations.
No problem. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Congratulations, man. How does it feel to be here tonight at the premiere of this series?
Oh, dude, it's amazing for me, man. To have my wife here, my manager here, Brandon Guzman, dude, and to see him, all the things that are behind the scenes, man. People don't see that. But it's been years in the making, bro, for me to get to this point where I'm talking to you, man, and to have everyone here, it's something else, bro. I did a bunch of theater in New York for many years, and now to be here in front of you guys is a blessing, honestly.
It is a blessing, and that, now you guys get to celebrate. You guys get to see the show. Yeah, your family's here with you. It must be exciting. Tell us a little bit more about your character.
My character's Diego Cottonmouth, man. He's a heel in the ring, but outside of the ring, he's a face, man. He's a loyal dude, and he's a Cuban dude. But he's playing a Mexican luchador on stage. And the fans there at Duffy, Georgia, man, they don't dig him, dude. They love to hate him, right? And some of the things I learned about wrestling is that it's either you love the character or you love to hate the character, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, for Diego Cottonmouth, it's they love to hate him, and you know what? I embrace it, bro. It is what it is.
The whole show pretty much is about professional wrestling and the whole world that involves it. What is something you might have not known coming into the show about wrestling?
Brother, I didn't know the taxing that these guys take on their bodies. It's insane, dude. And in training for it, and in doing these moves, and there's I mean, it's fake as far as the storylines go, but the thing is real, bro. These guys are putting their bodies through tremendous amount of effort, So for me, it was really a respect that I gained for wrestling and for pro wrestling, for indie wrestling, all of that, man. That's really
how was that training process like?
Dude, it was tough, man. I found out. So I think I found out maybe a week and a half before I was on set that I was going to be playing this role. So for me, there was no lead up to it.
You had a week to mentally prepare. You're like, oh, okay, I got it. Like, yes, but now, damn, I have to be this person. Okay.
Exactly, brother. It was really about, just trying to get myself ready for this moment.
Right.
And once we got in the gym, it was really, man, it was so collaborative, and everybody in the gym, Lou Cox, who's our wrestling coordinator, all the way down to my stuntman, Zane Riley, all these guys, man, it was a group effort, bro, and we all made it happen, man.
Well, now you could check mark that off your list of things you were able to do.
No doubt, dude, no doubt.
Congratulations, man. Before we wrap this up, what's something that audiences should look forward to?
Man, audiences should look forward to just falling in love with these characters. I saw a few episodes, and you just fall in love instantly with these guys. It's not. It is a wrestling show. I mean, that's the backdrop, right? But it's really about this family, dude, and it's about the camaraderie of these other wrestlers. And for me, it's just I can't wait for people to fall in love with these guys, dude.
Well, we can't wait to see everything unfold, and I can't wait to see your character.
Well, my character is the son of a famous wrestler, and it's amazing. And it just teaches me about how sweet people could be and how we can make the world a better place.
What was it like on set with these amazing actors? Did you learn a lot?
It was amazing. You get to be in a show about wrestling.
What was something that you might have learned about wrestling that you didn't know about before?
Well, I learned that just a little bit that they kind of write the scripts and how they wrestle.
And what's something that you're excited for people to see once they see the show?
I'm excited to see episode 3, because actually my brother's in there.
Your brother's in episode 3? That's fun. How was it like having your brother on set with you?
It was amazing. I mean, he gets to be on set too.
Nice to meet you, man. Thank you for talking with us. Have fun in there. How exciting is it to be here tonight? I know this year there was a lot of challenges, but we're finally here. We get to celebrate the show about wrestling. Tell us about it.
First of all, I cannot believe we're here. I mean, I was cast in this show like almost 2 years ago, so it's unbelievable that we're here right now. And it feels really, really great to be here right now. I mean, I think we were one of the very first shows, if not the first show, to begin filming during the pandemic. And so we're here and we did it. And I'm so stoked to be here.
Now, this show primarily is about professional wrestling. What were some challenges regarding that, or anything that you might have learned that you might have not known before going in?
Well, I mean, one of the things that drew me to the script was that it stands alone on its own without wrestling. If you took all the wrestling out of it, it stands alone as a Southern family drama, which I'm really drawn to, being from the South. And yeah, the wrestling aspect is like icing on the cake, and I definitely walked away with a lot more knowledge of wrestling than I had before. You know, my character tends to focus on the home and how Jack functions in the real world so he can do his job at the DWL. But oh man, I learned that, yeah, sure, the outcome of all the wrestling is predicted, but everything in between is real. These guys are taking hits, these women are taking hits, the mat is not as soft as it looks.
Aside of the COVID situation, you know, portraying this character, what were some challenges that you might have experienced?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them challenges, but I definitely, and I might have said before, I really embrace being able to play Stacy. I feel very fortunate to get to play this woman. She's a wife and a mother, and I love representing that on screen. But I myself am not a mother yet. However, I am married. And so I think, honestly, rather than challenges, it was kind of nice to bring in the parallels in my own marriage to Jack and Stacy's marriage. You know, I'm also married to someone who's passionate about what they do. I'm an actor and I'm married to an actor. And the parallels are uncanny of what we face. I mean, it's an extreme privilege to get to do what you love, but it's also really hard because it means you're emotionally invested in what you do for a living.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for talking to us. Before I let you go and we wrap this up, what is something that you want audiences to take away from your character? I know everyone I've talked to tonight has been saying that everyone can connect with a character in this show, so tell us what people can connect with yours.
Yeah, I love that question. I hope that people walk away, I hope people take away from my character just the fact, the relatability, and I hope that they don't judge her before they know her. And I think what all the women represent in this show is the heroes without capes. These women are the unsung heroes, and I hope that people take away the preconceived notion they might have had of this Southern church-going, stay-at-home mom and wife. She's so much more than that.
I agree. Women are heroes, so you guys are amazing. Tell me something about this show that audiences need to know right now so that they can tune in and watch.
I think what audiences need to know right now about Heels is that it's really easy to watch. And that is a kind of unusual pitch, but the fact of the matter is, this show doesn't come out of the gate and tell you how to be, what's wrong with your world. It's honest, but it doesn't come out and try to teach how you can be better. This is a very sort of naturalistic look at people trying to work together to achieve something bigger by doing so. And at the same time, look, I should have just said, because it's a killer show. I mean, it's like I've done so many TV shows. We've all watched thousands of hours of TV shows. You know instantly when you're in the midst of a piece of work that just flows like butter, baby. It just unfolds, and
well, what I've heard is that, you know, this show, aside of wrestling, there's so much more to it. What can you tell us other than the wrestling components? You know, there's some family components, there's some fights. What can you tell us more about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's wrestling at the center, but it's unrequited love, it's unrealized dreams, it's extreme grief, it's family resentment, it's clans working together, it's also clans warring together. I mean, literally, take a little pinch of Game of Thrones, you know, blow some Friday Night Lights dust on it, and
you get heels.
You got heels.
Okay, so right off the bat, I have to ask you, what is something that you didn't know about wrestling that you might have learned while being part of the series?
Oh, wow. Well, I knew a lot, I hope, to write the show. But I think just in the process of writing the show, making the show, you learn even more what artists, the people behind the scenes are. The people writing the stories, and the wrestlers themselves are just such incredible, not just athletes, but creatives, telling these stories in and out of the ring.
Some of the actors I've spoken with tonight keep emphasizing that heels not only talks, you know, it doesn't just have wrestling at the center, but there's a lot of components, family dynamics, rivalry, resentment, so many different things. Talk to me about including those things in the writing.
Well, we just wanted to tell a story that was true to the, you know, the crazy, complicated history of wrestling and all the backstage drama that's went on over the decades, but also a story that was very human, you know, and kind of a small town family drama, something that would invite in folks who maybe don't know anything about wrestling. So yeah, I don't know, we did all that, so we were like, hey, this would make it good.
You know, with that being said, what's the biggest takeaway you'd like audiences to take away after watching it?
I think it's that, you know, wrestling is real in a lot of ways, and it's easy to say, oh, it's fake, it's not real, but it's real. The work that these people do, and you know, the creative work they do is genuine, and it's a really beautiful
the hits
thing.
The flips.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
How are you doing tonight? How excited does it feel to be here?
Good, feels good.
Tell us a little bit about your character.
My character is Apocalypse. He's been there, done that wrestler. He's been in the league for, you know, I don't know, I guess 10, 20 years or so. And he's very loyal to the DWL. He's a recovering alcoholic, and that's where his loyalty lies with them, because they stuck with him through that process.
Was there anything from your personal life that you kind of put a little sprinkle on in the character?
No.
Tell us about?
No sprinkles of anything. This is my first, you know, big role, was series regular role. First any regular role.
Well, that's a big deal. Talk to me about that. That must be an exciting, you know, thing to, after the significant year we've had, so, you know, challenges for everybody, and to be here tonight. What does this mean to you?
It feels good. You know, it's a process that actually started like back in 19, and of course things got delayed and pushed back. But I don't know how it is normally, so this is just normal operation to me.
I just spoke to the writer, and he was telling me how there's some sibling rivalry, there's some feuding, you know, family dynamics. Why do you think that people watching at home can connect with this show?
They'll connect with the characters, you know, like you said, behind the scenes, the struggles, you know, the victories, you know, everything, you know, like you said, the sibling rivalry, the things that other characters are going to go through and you're going to see develop.
Is there anything you can tell us about the wrestling component?
Oh, okay. I'm like,
you were about to give me
nothing.
My question was, is there anything you can tell us about the wrestling aspect of filming?
The wrestling aspect, it's real. Like, you have to hit the ground. You got to take the bumps and bruises. You know, the only thing fake about wrestling is you already know what the outcome is. Hitting the ground, getting up, getting thrown on the ground, that hurts.
Everyone I've talked to tonight has, you know, I've asked them what the biggest takeaway about wrestling is, and they all say that wrestling is not fake. Why do you think that started? Because, you know, everyone has that preconceived notion. It's very much real.
Well, gravity is real. That we know. Yeah, I mean, these guys and women give their bodies to it. I mean, it's just incredible. That's one of the things I learned. I wasn't that familiar with wrestling, and one of the things I learned was just, yes, it's entertainment and storytelling, but it's also incredible athleticism.
Right.
And that was news to me.
The physical component of it all is just
incredible. I mean, they really, to not die doing what they do is
absolutely
incredible shape.
Now, you know, yes, we have wrestling at the center of this entire show, but there's so much more to it. Family dynamics, sibling rivalry. Tell us a little bit about your character and what we can expect outside of the ring.
Yeah, I love my part. I play Willie Day, and I'm the manager of sort of this independent wrestling league. And at work, I'm very in charge and in control, and all the guys are scared of me, and, you know, I'm cranky and pissed off, and I have to manage all their egos and keep the trains running. But at home, it's sort of like odd. I mean, I love what they wrote for her because it's sort of weird. Like, she's got this normal suburban life, or so it seems. But I think her true love is wrestling.
Right.
And so it's like odd. It's wonderful to see a woman have that priority, just because, I mean, it's not good or bad. It's just interesting, and you don't see it a lot in TV or film.
Do you think she secretly wishes she was inside the ring?
100%. I think she'd still get in there. And I think she was a valet, you know, because that was what was available to her. And now she's doing this because that's what's available to her. But
and it's her passion.
She just can't leave. She wants to be there all the time.
What is something that you want audiences to take away, maybe not just from the show, but your character?
I mean, I think women will relate to Willie because women often have to get things done in groups of men by working around them. Like, you know, we don't.
You guys have an incredible way of doing it, I will say.
Well, we have to get things done. We can't always. Like men often. I'm being reductive, and there's exceptions, of course. But you know, you guys have a feeling, and then you act on it. We have a feeling, and we're like, okay, what's the best plan for that feel? Like, and then we start to play chess. And it's exhausting, but that's how we've had to work it.
Well, that is why women are, in many ways, stronger than men. Thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. I have to ask, as a showrunner, EP, was there any moment where you just wanted to flip any one of the cast members in the ring?
The cast members, no. The cast members are great.
Some of the crew, you just wanted to body slam them?
No, nobody on the crew. No.
Okay, he's being quiet about it.
No, I mean some U.S. politicians. No, I'm kidding.
This show, you know, we have wrestling right at the center, but there's so much more to it, more, you know, family dynamic and all this stuff. What is it that audiences should take away from this?
Well, I think that anyone who realizes what it's like to have a friend or a family member who's a creative person, a musician, a writer, an artist, somebody who's interested in painting, if you've ever, you know, gone to see a niece, a nephew, a son, a daughter, an aunt and uncle in a school play, or in a local play, or in a local musical, you know what it's like because they really deeply care. And they deeply care not because it's on Broadway, not because it's, you know, they're making a short film or writing a screenplay, not because it's the biggest thing ever, but because they care. They have something that they want to express themselves creatively, and they want to get together with people and tell a story. And that's what this show's about. It's about people who care deeply about making a cool show.
What would you say is the thing about this show that you cared about the most? What was important?
Just the writing and the relationships. I mean, I think that family and friends are what, cements our existence, and I also think that I hate to see when, especially family members, have some sort of estrangement. And so one of the things that I really liked about this show is just people trying to connect and seek contrition for things they've done wrong, and really work together and what they can succeed at.
Other than COVID being a big challenge during filming, what were some other challenges?
Well, I mean, the challenges is always just making sure it's great and working hard to get a group of people together to be on the same page to try to explore, but also to have it be vibrant and authentic. And so you don't know until you start doing that what that's going to be like. So that's the wave you have to surf.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. So right off the bat, just from the trailer, we see you kicking ass.
Yep.
Tell us about that, because I know, everyone I've spoken tonight with, they keep saying that wrestling is real, and why do people think that it's not? The storyline sometimes can be fake.
Yeah.
Sometimes things, who gets to win is already, but the physicality of it is very much real. Tell me about, your character and how you embody that.
There is so much more to wrestling, and that's something that I learned. I didn't know much about wrestling going into this show, and of course I wanted to learn everything that I possibly could. So not only Googling things and watching YouTube videos, but I got in the ring and I was learning the basics of wrestling, and it's full stunt work. Those bumps really hurt, and it's very intricate stuff. It takes a lot of talent, so I have so much respect for the people that do this, and I'm so glad that Crystal gets to have her little moment in the trailer where she takes that guy down outside the bar, because I think in this show we don't get to see a lot of Crystal's chops until later on, and that's a little glimpse into what she can do. She's got a lot to offer, and we will see it.
She is definitely, it's just the trailer on its own. This show, at the centerfold, you have wrestling, but there's so much more to it. There's family dynamic, there's sibling rivalry, there's so much. Tell me what about your character we could see other than, her kicking ass.
I think we mostly see Crystal as a human and not really as a wrestler. We see her as a valet, Ace's valet, that's when we meet her. But as the story unfolds over the 8 episodes, we start to learn a lot about Crystal, and she's a small town girl that doesn't come from a lot. She lives in a trailer park. She works at a gas station, and she's just a girl that grew up having a dream. She grew up going to the Duffy Dome, watching matches, and she said, I want to do that. I want to grow up to be in that ring, and I want to make a name for myself. So it's just that watching that dream unfold and watching her chase that dream is something that I was so excited to portray on screen, because I've also been a young girl chasing my dream.
With the dream, yes.
Acting, and I'd be so proud of myself looking back at my young self and telling her, just keep working really hard, it'll pay off.
Well, look at you now. We're here at Stars.
Something that I've even learned recently in life, it never really changes, learning things about yourself and learning how to be the best version of yourself, but just fearlessness and putting yourself first. It's very hard to do sometimes, especially in this world. You have a lot of people telling you a lot of different things and pulling you in a lot of different directions, and I think if you center yourself, think about it, what do I want and how am I going to set myself up for my dreams and my success? I think that's when it's going to feel the most authentically amazing, is when you've thought about it and you put yourself first in this crazy world.
Well, thank you so much for answering that. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm sure you did tons of research for this role, but what is something that you learned about wrestling that you didn't know about before?
It sounds like a weird thing, but regardless of the size of the stadium that you're in, the ring is the same size, right? So growing up, being a big wrestling fan, you know about the WWE and WCW and even like New Japan and now AEW, but you don't know about all of the independent promotions that exist. And so that was, as someone who's a big wrestling fan, it was really exciting to learn about that stuff.
You just said you're a big wrestling fan. Was there anything that you took away from wrestlers in the past growing up you might have been a fan of to incorporate into your character?
Yeah, I mean, I loved the way that Ric Flair was so charismatic that even if he was insulting the people, I mean, they still kind of liked it. Like Ravishing Rick Rude was a guy that I loved, but then a current guy, Kevin Owens, who just he shit talks his opponent, he shit talks the crowd, he gets like really aggressive and in their face,
Right.
and I dig it. I don't know, I dig it. I like playing the bad guy a lot.
Everyone I've asked tonight keeps saying that the biggest thing that they've taken away about wrestling is that wrestling is real. You know, people think it's fake, but it's real. The physical component is very much real.
The physical component is incredibly real. It requires a lot of trust. It requires a lot of chops in terms of getting used to how you fall down, right? Like, if you just ask someone to fall down, you know, they're gonna like land on their head, right? There are ways to do it. You got to hit the ropes. You got to trust your opponent. Because it's like, if I wanted to, I could pick up James Harrison, but only if he lets me, right? He could pick me up one way or the other. They're over there. He could pick me up one way or the other, but like, if he doesn't post up on me and get all rigid, then I can't do anything, you know? So.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. It was very nice to meet you. Congratulations on the show.
Thank you very
Excited
much.
to see what Jack Spade has to bring. Okay, everyone I've spoken with tonight keeps saying that, you know, wrestling is very much real. It's not fake.
Yeah.
It's real. What can you tell me about something that you might have not known prior to coming onto the series?
I had absolutely no idea how real it was. No, really. I mean, obviously some of it is fake, but I thought all of it is fake.
Right.
That's not true.
The physicality of it.
Like Stephen Amell broke his back, I think, the first week of rehearsals, or like broke a vertebrae.
Really?
The stunts that you see them doing when they're flying through the air, I was there. I was watching it. I was like, are you kidding? I thought everything was fake. It's not.
No.
I mean, these guys work out every day, all day. You know, they learn how to land. They learn, but they are injured all the time. It's not like as the fake part is the theatrics.
The theatrics.
Yeah,
who
like
wins,
me, my
who-
character, like Vicky
Right.
Raby's, like.
Yeah.
But the real athleticism is insane.
Tell me a little bit about your character.
So I play Vicky Raby's. I am the girlfriend of Ricky Raby's, who's actually a real life legend, CM Punk. He's a huge WWF star, and we're kind of insane. Pure, just our characters are called the Rabies, so everything involving us is like blood and dead animals. And I'm his valet.
Hence being insane.
Insane. I play his valet, which you learn on the show what that is about. I never knew anything about that lifestyle, about what the women do. And I've been with him a long, long time, and I got to be completely out of my mind it was so much fun. I mean, I was throwing dead fake raccoons around. I hope no one's offended. I mean, they were not real.
Right.
No animals were harmed in the making of this project.
Don't come for us.
Don't come for me. Do not come for me.
I love that. But there's so much to the show other than the wrestling component.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we get to see, maybe your character and the dynamic between other characters?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see my mentoring the younger women about how they can maybe change, because how I was treated as women are and were coming up in the game, and trying to help her have more strength and speak up for herself. So you definitely see that. And the women are, it's a different generation, and they're like, dude, like, it's our turn. So you see that. And you also have this amazing, like, Cain and Abel brother, relationship that's always great. That struggle and family struggle. And also, like, following your dreams, and, like, maybe what if you don't make it? And, like, when is it time to give up?
Right.
And, like,
very real stuff.
yeah, I'm like, do you give up or do you not give up? Maybe because you didn't make it as an actress or a football star or whatever. And there's a lot of heart, so much heart. And the writing is also extremely funny. But yes, there's a lot of violence and blood.
Thank you so much for talking to us. It was great to meet you.
to meet you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Congrats.